Guess what's turned up? Well, obviously the wing has turned up. It turned up in this tiny little box. I'm like thinking maybe that was the leash or something, but no, it is the wing. I've unwrapped it now. We're gonna pump it up. I'm literally just gonna go straight on the water. But first, I've gotta pump this baby up. Okay, so we've got the wing. I literally just spent, no joke, 5 minutes looking for the place to attach the pump. I was like, looking out here, I was like, this, attach this. I did used to kite back in the day when it first came out. And then I realized this little knob here, it's like a Velcro little Mexican hat, and it flips off, and then you basically stick that in there. So that was, that took a bit of a while. Actually, no, you don't stick that in there. We must stick that in here. Yeah, we've worked it out. We've worked it out slowly but surely. This feels so wrong, you have no idea. I feel like a kite surfer. And then this stops it blowing away. So I guess that's quite a useful thing to know. If you've never, you know, pumped up a kite before, don't tell anybody. This just feels so wrong. Okay, we have a slight problem. This one was undone. So this is for the main strut, I guess, which if you're a windsurfer is the boom. The Velcro goes over the top and it stops it coming out, I guess. Again, it's been a long time since I kited, but there was a valve here which, if you undo that, I don't know if you can see it, that basically squeezes this valve together once it's clicked in like that and stops air going into this chamber. So when you pump it up, you have to undo that, I'm guessing. And then I don't know how much air you actually put in it. No clue. I should read the instructions. I've never been very good at that. I mean, what do you do? Just keep pumping? Can you blow it up? Surely not. I think that seems pretty good. Hopefully the air doesn't pop out. No, it doesn't. Screw that on and then stick the old Mexican hat back in its place. There we go, we're done. I genuinely can honestly say I've actually not picked up a wing with the handles there. It feels pretty powerful. It's weirdly powerful. It's just got 3 handles on it, which this is your boom, I'm guessing. We've got a couple of I think this is where you add the leash. I have got like a little coiled leash, which I'm guessing attaches to this. But I think that's it. I've had a look round. I haven't read any instructions or anything like that. So hopefully I've done everything right. But I don't think there's too much to do. This is a simmer wing. It's the first one of the production that have come through and they've sent it to me. Silly boys, silly boys. It might be lost out there in a minute. How to carry it? It's me taking the dog for a walk. I'll tell you what, one thing you definitely should learn is how to carry the two together. I never did any research for this because I didn't want to watch videos and have preconceptions in my head, so I really stayed away from the videos. But I probably should have looked at how to carry the kit because I have no clue. I guess this thing flies when there's enough wind, and what worries me is it doesn't fly that well, so the wind is really gusty. The clouds here in Saga, as soon as it's cloudy, it gets very gusty. So this could be a tricky session. I'll be honest, the first go I had on the beach, it feels quite natural. I mean, this is a windsurfing channel, so I'm talking to windsurfers. So we all windsurf, we all know how the boom feels. This feels weirdly familiar. And I think the guys I spoke to have said about flying the board first. I think that is going to be the main problem, is making sure you can fly the board first. And this, I just have this feeling it could be pretty natural. I'm just going to go out there without any pre-warm-up. It's offshore, so don't do this at home. I've actually got my friend on speed dial if I need the boat. Otherwise, I'm going to be over by that island. But we're just going to give it a go. I hope there's no safety things I've missed. I've got a leash on the board. I've got a leash on the wing, and we're just going to go and give it a go. Wish me luck. Oh, need the board. leash on. Fuck, this is the hardest bit. Oh my God. Okay, first impressions. That's fun. That's fun. Oh my God, weird. So weird. When I first went out, I was thinking, I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking I was just going to pop up, and I couldn't quite get the power, and the tip kept hitting the water. And I was like, this is getting frustrating. And then suddenly, instead of going switch stance this way, I just turned my feet to I was like regular, like windsurfing, like go that way regular and that way regular. You switch your feet, and then I just literally got a gust, popped up. Easy. Not easy. That's not true. The wing is like pushing up really hard, and your front foot, you feel like you're really having to keep it down. It really wants to lift up. And I actually spoke to Bruno from AFS, the foil guy, after the first video, and he said, looks like your nose is down, so maybe put a shim under the back of the front of the back wing, and that should help do something. And then I thought, I'll just try it. I don't need it. I was getting so much lift then. I was like, my leg was almost burning. I only did 2 runs, but pretty quick. I think that's going to be fun. The one thing I will say, the leashes. I am all tangled up half the time. Like this one, when I'm going that way, feels like it's stretched too much. This one to the board gets wrapped around the foil, and I was only out for what, 5 minutes? You know, like nothing at all. And already I know I need a longer leash on the board. It's too short. It's my shortboard leash. And the one on the wing, this is a bodyboarding leash. I'm not quite sure I've got it in the right place, or that's where to put it. Maybe you put it in the middle. I actually don't know, but I had quite a good crash, I think. I think for any windsurfer out there, it's actually quite a similar feeling, like weirdly, with the rig. It's just learning the board. The board feels a little bit alien. There's loads of lift coming up and you don't know where to put your pressure. Like on a windsurf board, to slow down, you lean back. Whereas on this, I know what it's like in windsurf board, and if you lean back, it accelerates. So then you're leaning forward and then you increase speed and you're like, oh, freaking hell, what do I do? What do I do? But the wing depowers pretty quickly. That was also surprising. I had a lot of power and I just sheeted out, but it was a lot of power on the front. It's going to be fun, this. This is going to be a fun summer. The notice was, which was... Oh, Jesus, sorry. I think I'm going to turn this. That's how you do it. What I noticed was it goes upwind really well. Like, you can't imagine how well it goes upwind. But then you think it's got a pretty big old fin thing on it, because even when I was going really slowly, like we've got an offshore wind today and it's quite gusty, but I never felt scared that I was going to end up right out. Okay, I did actually. There was one point when I first went out and I was thinking, oh God. But actually, if you just stand on the board and just hold it, even when you're not foiling, you somehow just go upwind, which I think is actually, I mean, again, I'm talking to windsurfers. If you're not a windsurfer watching Windsurfing.TV, maybe it's not the right thing, because I'm going from a windsurfer perspective. So when we windsurf, we look upwind, you know, you have to look where you want to go. And on the foil like this, I had the wing go super slow and I was just looking upwind and it was just trucking straight upwind to the beach when I wanted it. So that's kind of interesting and that felt a bit safe. We're lucky here because it's super flat water. I guess in the chop and stuff, it might be hard. Other thing I noticed, the board, a few people told me, you know, if you get this size of board, which is, I am 80 kilos, the board is 120, 125 litres, so it's got 40 litres of volume extra than my weight. And this feels, for beginning and what I'm doing now, feels perfect. But I have been told I could grow out of this board quickly. Now, I still got this board because I thought I have got a lot of friends that want to try winging. I've got a girlfriend behind the camera who wants to try winging, a sister and friends who come to Sagres, and I thought this would be the good board to have. It's like having a beginner board at home, you know, for when your friends want to learn, because we've got to get them into these water sports and I don't have them sitting on the beach sunbathing all the time. So I think it'd be interesting to see how quickly I'll want a smaller board, because already, as soon as I'm up and going, there's a lot of board there. And it'll be interesting to see how long it takes before you want a smaller one. But literally that took 5 minutes, 1, 2, 3, like 4 runs of falling in looking like a total kook, and then suddenly it popped up and I felt like if you took a picture now, people might think I'm a winger. But I am going to go out and practice. I'd love to know about switch stance. Do you switch your feet, jiving? Maybe it's all doable, who knows? Let's see. I'm excited. Okay, so before I go out for the second session, I did have a feeling as I was going in. I thought, you know what I need? Yes, safety first, kids. The Teletubby is on the water and hopefully we get some POV action. Let's do this. Let's do it. Oh, and also I actually took the leash off. Now, don't do this at home. I have got a boat just in case, but I just feel like my leash is too short and it was kind of more dangerous than safety because it's flat water. I don't think the board's going to run off, and I just have a feeling I was too close and I was getting tangled up and it felt actually less safe. So there you go, I've got rid of the leash. So take 2, let's do it. go, second session finished. A couple of good crashes, but a couple of good speed runs as well. It's scary how much lift you get off that front wing, and your front leg is burning trying to hold it down. I mean, I was going to explain how to get going, because for me, I didn't even think about it. I think if you're a windsurfer, it feels pretty natural. Your front hand goes on this handle, and you kind of like, you let yourself get, you know, which way you want to go, get yourself figured, and then you just reach down, put your back hand in, and pull. The only thing you have to be careful of as a windsurfer is not using it like a sail. And I was kind of a little bit like that, where I'd get the bottom wing stuck in the water because I'd be using it like a sail, whereas I think you have to fly it a bit higher and get it to lift you up. And then when it lifts you up, obviously the foil comes up, but you need a bit of speed. And maybe I'm not used to it yet, but it felt like I did need a bit of a gust, proper gust to get going. But then once I was up, I would just stay up, and then you would just be almost surfing the foil. So that was cool. Jibing, I had a couple of thoughts of it, and it's not happening. It's not happening yet. I'm not comfortable enough. And then I tried a tack, which weirdly felt better. I don't know if it was a tack. I've seen them do it on the kites where they spin around, and it kind of felt like that could happen. That could happen. So yeah, early days without the leash. It's sketchy. I would not advise that. I would go with a long surfboard leash, but my leash was definitely too short, to the board, and it was really a bit scary. Whereas without the leash, I felt better, but then it did feel like the board could just take off at any point. What I also noticed is with this bodyboard leash I bought with the wing, if I fell the other side, which happened a lot, I was full stretch and I couldn't get round the corner to get back to the front side. I don't know if that's normal. Maybe that's just my leash is not long enough. And again, I've got a few things to work on. I'm enjoying it at the moment, but I've got to be honest, the windsurf foiling at the moment has the edge. It's early days. Watch this space. Okay, thanks everyone for tuning in. If you liked that episode, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see the rest of the series, subscribe to the channel. That's what you got to do. Also, leave your comments. I want to see what your comments, what you want me to, explain, or what am I feeling. I know there's a lot of windsurfers actually watching this channel. It's a windsurfing channel. So maybe you've got some questions you want to ask me. I can be your guinea pig, because I know this through all my friends, a lot of people wanting to try it and haven't tried it yet. And there's a lot of questions they want answering. So maybe I can answer them because I've just done it for the first time. So I'll click episode 1. If you haven't seen episode 1 up here, episode 2 is here. I'll put some other stuff. There we go.